Hello friends and welcome to TECH DHEER. Today we are going to learn what are startup apps. Does it impact on your computer or does it harm your PC? And how to enable or disable your startup apps. In brief, the apps which have the permission or the apps which start up when you open your computer or when you boot your Windows, these apps are called startup apps. For example, for me, Steam and Skype, Zoom, etc., they can act as startup apps, but for now I have disabled them because these startup apps boot up while you open your Windows. There are two things that will happen. One thing, you should just close them if you are not using them regularly, and the second thing that happens is your PC will take more time to start because it has to open these apps. For me, whenever I want to open my PC or laptop, I want a fresh desktop and I don't want any other apps to start except for the antivirus and all those Windows features like Cortana, but I don't use Cortana. If I used it, I would turn it on, but for now I have turned it off. So these features like antivirus software, etc., I always keep it on because it will always help my computer. Instead of it will reduce the speed, that is for sure, but it can also protect my computer, so I will always turn it on. So there are two methods for turning these startup apps on or off. The first method is you can just right click on the task bar over here and then click on the task manager. So in this first method, it is an easy method, but it can be difficult for some people who don't read much, like who like to click on toggle those buttons like on and off buttons. This can be difficult for them to know whether it's disabled or enabled, but for most of the users this method will work. Just click on this task manager and then click on startup. After clicking on startup, you can see all these apps. These you can just read it. It's disabled, and over here it's enabled. So these are the startup apps, and I have disabled all these, and these are the essential apps which are essential for the Windows to protect it, and also these audio semiconductor and this HP's software which is a launcher. These things are essential because HP has provided it, and I always keep it default because it's not affecting my booting time. But when I install all these apps, like OneDrive comes with Windows and this OneNote also comes with Windows, but other apps, when I installed them, what happened is my computer gradually slowed down, like it was not that fast in booting up, and that's why this problem might have come up with you or your friends. So do share this video. And this problem mostly comes with all those low-end PCs who does not have a good amount of RAM and who has a problem of slow startup. But there are some things like you can just uninstall those apps. But what about some people who have online classes in Zoom? They can uninstall them. They can uninstall Zoom. And what about some people who are coding with Python and they have an idle called PyCharm? They can uninstall PyCharm. They should disable it from startup so that their PC is faster. Because there is one more problem. If these apps are turning on in the same time, then it can affect the speed also, because whenever we are using something in a low end PC, mostly we'll only open 1 or 2 apps, not more than that. There will be some people who are having a good PC and who are great at multitasking, like in your Windows one desktop you will keep all the editing stuff, in the other desktop you will be opening some books or ebooks, and in one more desktop you will be playing some game. Everything you will be multitasking. In the left side you will be editing and it will be rendering, in the right side you will be playing games. For those people and those computers, you can enable everything, but at your own risk. If you don't want to wait for long for using your PC, you will have to wait for more than the startup time. If you want to wait, you can enable it, and if you don't want to, you can just disable it. But for my experience, don't disable all these softwares like Radeon software. If you are using a AMD PC, don't disable it. Like HP host launcher, don't disable it. Your antivirus, don't disable it. And your audio, semiconductor and Windows security, don't disable it. Other apps like Adobe Premiere Pro, Photoshop, etc., you can disable them, because you can just click on it and on, because these apps are essential after startup. Like they we can't just go and always click them on. If you can just do it, but if you forget, you will be in risk. So I have talked too much, let's continue. For disabling or enabling an app from here, just click on it. You can enable it from here, and just click on Windows security. If you want to disable it, you can disable it at your own risk. Okay, so I'll just close this and move to the second method. Second method is either to over here just write startup, and then you will click on this, and this is the startup apps setting. I'll come back to this setting from the normal way. Instead of searching, just click on this settings, come here, go to apps, come down, go to startup, and then you can reach the same settings over here. As I told you, for those people who don't like to read that much, and if they are having problem with small handwritings or small letters, they can use this method. It's only one time use, like you don't have to check it daily, but only when you install a software, do check this startup apps list and do enable or disable it. You can just toggle it on or off. For now I like this setting, I am just keeping it like this. For you, you can just change it. It's upon your wish and on your computer's power. So hope you like this video. If you find it informative, do share it and do subscribe to my channel. So for now, we'll meet you in the next video. Bye.